Në Rama, kryeministrin e vendit, I cili merr çmimin e leadershipit global.
I'm very, very thankful, but I'm also very sorry to repeat something I've said many times, how embarrassed I am. And don't take me wrong, it's an honor, a great honor, and it's of course a great pleasure to be here tonight. But still, I can't make peace with the fact that what should have been the norm is an exception. And I have to tell you, as far as we are here behind closed doors, and nobody will hear this, that what I felt in front of so much reluctance and so many refusals coming from so far richer countries to open the doors for the Afghans has only one name: shame. And so many people ask me why Albania would do this, why I would take this decision. And maybe there are people also in this room that wonder why, how comes that one of the poorest countries in Europe became the first country to open the doors to people that were struggling between life and death. And the answer to this question is in our history, a history that is a history of hospitality, a history of respect towards people in need, a history that is embodied in our first constitution, the canon of the Albanians, where is written that the house of the Albanians belonged to God and the guest. But the guest, meaning not simply the one you invite, but the one that knocks at your door because has a need. And based on this canon, the knock at the door is the will of God, and you have to open the door. And whoever is behind the door has to be sheltered, has to be taken care of, has to be protected. And maybe in this belongs also the reason why Albania was the only country in Europe to have more Jews after the war than before the war. A country where no single Jew, no one, was delivered to the Nazis. And in such tragic times when Jews were leaving from their homes everywhere in Europe, Albania became the place where Jews were coming, not living, coming to be protected. And there is a story among many that I want to share with you about the 4 religious leaders of our country, which is very often told to be a Muslim country. But no, we are a country where Muslims and Christians live together in full respect of each other. And the 4 leaders that were invited in Berlin by the guy who was on the head of the final solution operation were representing the 4 communities, religious communities of Albania: the Catholic Christians, the Orthodox Christians, the Sunni Muslims, and the Bektashi Albanian Muslims. And they were asked to sign an agreement with the Third Reich with 2 points: to allow the Nazi regime to have access on the Albanian gold, which was at that time in the Bank of Rome, and to cooperate with the Nazi regime in catching the Jews. They signed the gold, they didn't sign the Jews. And so it went on, the story, to continue with us being refugees, leaving our country, escaping not a fundamentalist religious regime like the Taliban's, but an atheist regime which dared to put in our constitution that the Republic of Albania is an atheist republic, where religions were completely banned, where life was a hell, and the country was North Korea of Europe at that time. So we left the country to find refuge elsewhere 30 years ago. And when the Afghans had to leave the country to find refuge and escape death, how could we possibly say no? How could we possibly not open the door? And how could we possibly ask about the color of their skin, the religion they believe in, or how far or near they were from Albania? No, we couldn't. We simply said yes. As far as we have a home, our home is also the home of whomever is in need, and we are there, we'll always be there, not by words but by deeds. So we did it to honor our tradition, we did it to honor our own personal story as refugees, but we did also it to honor our children and the children of our children. Because at the end, the most valuable treasury we have and we owe to our children is our memory. And I very much hope that Albania one day will be a rich country, but I'll always pray that we will not rank among richer countries that have lost their memory. We should keep our memory. And thanks God there are so many people in this country, good-willing people, that stand for what is so valuable and for what can never be left aside in the name of any election, in the name of any power, in the name of any vested interest, which is humanity. And I'm very proud and I'm very honored And I'm very humbled to be among you today and to have been able to put myself and my country aside of you and of so many people that have honored the United States of America and that honor by deeds, not by words, what the United States of America represents for everyone. The people that, as Nazarene told us, are 3 times more ready and eager to open the door to refugees than the United States government. At the end, I want to tell you that I'm here because Albania will be the country that will have the presidency of the Security Council of the United Nations. It's for the first time in our history that we are sitting in that council, and we would be very proud and very grateful if Sesame, together with Welcome US, will answer positively to our invitation that on the 6th of June they come to the Security Council and they brief the Security Council and the world about the kids of Ukraine and the kids of all these people, these families all over the world that are suffering so much by leaving their home, by being displaced. Sherry said they are 100 million. They are too many. What we did saved few thousands. But I want to conclude by honoring a great Albanian, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, Saint Teresa of Albania, who told us, instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle. We lit our candle and will continue to do so. And thank you very, very much for what I want to be very modest. Is not my strength, modesty, but I want to be very modest because it's true. It was not about me. I was just happened to be the Prime Minister. It's about the Albanian people who were totally behind the decision. And when they asked about how they felt about this decision, they were much more than the majority that supports the government to say, oh yes, we have been there, we know how it feels like, and we are honored to open the door to them who today are the Albanians of 30 years ago. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those powerful and moving words.